Asteroid goes by blackness. Na 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 na. And I go to Twitter and I hit tweet. Go to Facebook and I hit share. Go to Discord and I hit enter on my keyboard. Okay. Hello, everybody. We're gonna wait until some people get in here because I also gotta share this on the production crew server. There we go. Now we're just gonna wait for people to join on in. How's everybody doing? As we're waiting, feel free to ask away any questions. I'm gonna be setting up my tablet because I actually have a drawing program that I can actually use this time around. I found a better one thanks to Nick. Dun, dun. Get rid of that now. Oop, I gotta eject that first. Eject the external hard drive so I can plug in. There we go. I have everything connected now. That sounds like a helicopter.
Why is it the pop-up chat?
Organizing my desktop right now, and now I'm gonna hit screen share, go to this one, and boom. Here we are. Okay. Okay, let's see. Any questions? How would it feel if Teenage Robot had a computer animated feature film, smash 'em up mashups? It'd feel good. That'd be a good thing.
It's ironic enough that we have both the same program.
Yeah.
I told Nathan about Krita because of his computer issues back in.
Yeah.
Like, he has a computer in Chicago that's being stored up right now.
Yeah.
So this is like. And you can customize your own brushes as well as.
Yeah, I know.
Some Photoshop brushes in there too.
But yeah, a computer animated Teenage Robot movie, that'd be a cool thing. Because it'd be a Teenage Robot movie. What would happen if MLaaTR's Teenage Robot rebooted was on TV?
That would have been awesome.
That'd be awesome. That's like, I don't know how else to describe that. That'd be cool. But unfortunately, it's not going to be on TV. It's just a web series at the moment. So, oh well. Ooh, and it's also got an inking brush where it's like a tapered, and it's like it responds to pressure.
There's all sorts of brushes that you can download.
Yeah.
And import as well. Like, you got the default resources.
Yeah, I know. I'm certain there's people who's making brushes for this too. I can probably go look at that up for a little bit. But I'll do that on a later date. I don't want this live stream to just be me looking up brushes.
You do you.
All right. Speaking of which, I am probably going to start sketching at least something. President Cherry, what is the end game of this project? To remake the series in the people's hand, or what? No. Teenage Robot Rebooted, despite its title, is not a complete reboot of the project. It's of Teenage Robot. It's more so a play on words, since how you start up a computer again, you turn it off and on again, that's rebooting it. So like a robot computer, it's a play on words. See, it's turning on the series again. It's season 1, 2, 3 from the original Nickelodeon production is still canon. These last 2 seasons, the end game is to complete the story. Mayozilla, you draw with a mouse. It's a little difficult for me. I do not. I have a tablet. Drawing with a mouse results in horrors.
Yeah, trust me. If I do drawing with a mouse right now, zoop.
Let's see. Quick. I want a quick.
If I do this with a tablet pen though, or stylus.
I am currently putting down my. This is the sound of me putting down my pen, and I am picking up my mouse, and I'm going to draw Jenny real quick.
I can't pop up the chat.
This is why I don't draw with a mouse.
Yeah, it really shows how bad it actually is. If you draw it with just a mouse.
Ugh. Yeah, don't. If you want to be a digital artist, get a tablet. Trust me. Don't have to get an expensive tablet. Just get a tablet. Anyway, Smash Up Mashups. Another question: what if there's a computer anime franchise called the Nickelodeon Cinematic Animated Universe? Now it won't be a reboot, just a CGI take of the Nicktoons and feature films. Honestly, I find that idea kind of stupid. A lot. There was that rumor that Nicktoons was making the big crossover movie with a bunch of their characters crossing over. Again, honestly, I think that's kind of stupid because there's some characters work when you cross them over, like Jimmy Neutron and Timmy Turner. That kind of worked when you crossed them over because they're both of their. I mean, granted, Jimmy Neutron was more about science and stuff, and Timmy Turner was more magical and stuff like that. But they made it work when they crossed it over. The blend, but some cartoons and Nickelodeon's do not mix at all. Like they just straight up don't mix. Imagine SpongeBob SquarePants walking around with Danny Phantom or Avatar: The Last Airbender. That doesn't work. So yeah, I kind of find the idea of crossing over all the Nicktoons into one giant property. It's daunting. It's a daunting task, but also I feel like it just doesn't work. You guys feel anything about that? Did I get muted?
No.
I thought I must have deja vu. I thought Eric had joined, and I thought it's still just us. My bad.
One of our storyboard artists tried to get in, but I guess he popped out for some reason.
Yeah. I think he's having connection issues, but he'll eventually probably get in. We got that question again.
Storyboard was actually saying stuff like draw on paper and scan the image into the computer like they did in the original show.
Yes, yeah, that's what he does. I'm switching to digital because I find that process a lot easier with converting it, because I mean with all the stuff we got to scan in, we have to convert it to digital afterward, so it's actually when you do it on paper and then scan it in, it's adding an additional task. But if you start digitally and finish digitally, you kind of just save a step, so I've been moving on to that. I dare you to laugh like Mr. Krabs. Not really. Anyway, because all he says is R over and over again when he laughs. Anyway, Dankness217. How was King of the Monsters? It was amazing. It was awesome. It was not like a conventional, however, it was not a conventional Hollywood style movie. It was very different. It was, I think, its greatest as a guy who was trying to become a film director through college and stuff like that. I think its greatest fault was that the editor didn't know what to keep and what to cut, because the director Mike Dougherty went on record to say that the director's cut of that movie was nearly 3 hours long, about 2 hours and 40 minutes specifically, I think, and they cut it down to about 2 hours. I think I might be wrong, but there's going to be deleted scenes on the Blu-ray. That's already been confirmed, about 6 to 8 complete deleted scenes. I am going to go throw in my hat and say that I'm fairly certain that what was deleted were character building scenes. I doubt there's any monster action on those deleted scenes, and I doubt there's any more exposition scenes, because I'm fairly certain we saw all the exposition scenes in the movie at the expense of character development scenes. And so I think the greatest flaw of King of the Monsters is that the editor cut out some of the character building scenes for the humans and left in more so exposition scenes, even at the cost of exposition scenes that we didn't really need. It's been a month now since King of the Monsters has premiered, so I am going to talk about spoilers, but like the scene when there was a brief scene at the final fight where all the humans started talking about, oh my god, Godzilla's about to go thermonuclear. That device that Shirazawa used worked a little too well. And then later on, Mothra gets hit by the gravity beams and then turns to dust and transfers her energy into Godzilla, and he starts glowing red. You could have cut that thermonuclear exposition scene entirely, and the audience would have gotten it. Like, the energy is going into Godzilla, and he's going to be super powerful. He's going to go Super Saiyan, basically. You didn't need that little exposition moment. And I just feel like if they would have cut more exposition scenes and added in more character scenes, it would have been more critically praised. But in the sense of that it's a Godzilla Toho-style movie, I loved it. And I loved how they treated the monsters. I loved the characters, because they weren't just giant monsters flying around roaring at each other. They actually had like personality and like character. Like the Ghidorah heads, how they each had their own like unique thought process on how they responded to things. With the center head being the leader, the right head being really aggressive with everything, and the left head just being a curious idiot. I loved it. Because that's the first time we actually saw Ghidorah thinking. Because in all the previous Toho movies, and I mean, I love them too, Ghidorah is a puppet, so all his heads are just flailing around aimlessly. This is the first time we actually saw Ghidorah like look around, think about things, have like facial expressions and stuff like that. I loved seeing that. Anyway, that was my tangent on King of the Monsters. I recommend seeing it if you haven't already. It's a lot of fun. It's just not your conventional Hollywood style movie that focuses on character drama and stuff like that. It has character drama in it, but it pales in comparison.
But who cares?
Yeah, it pales in comparison to like the devotion to the monster action and the plot of all the Titan. Well, they call them Titans instead of kaiju in this, but you know it's synonymous. It pales in comparison to all the awesome, like the Titans waking up and everything. And oh my gosh, when Mothra came out of her cocoon, I was tearing up. I'm not gonna lie, because it was like, not because it was sad, but because that's the first time I saw Mothra on the big screen, and they treated her exactly how I wanted them to treat her like this, like, even though she's like a giant moth, but like this because she's always been a deity in the Toho movies. That's the first time I saw it on screen, and then the music was her 1962. Was her first movie 1961 or 2? Mothra original movie. 61. That's it. but that they used the original theme, only orchestrated, and it just like they made it more like it was the theme of a goddess instead of just where it was all dramatic and grand with a choir and everything, instead of just two fairies singing it. And there's a lot of stuff I love about that movie. It's just I do wish they edited in more character development scenes instead of exposition scenes that kind of were kind of unnecessary. Anyway, more questions. I'm gotta stop tangent on King of the Monsters. Cork board. Did you guys find a good Eartha Kitt impersonator yet? Yes, we did. He's actually pretty popular in the teenage robot community for his impression of Eartha Kitt. So I can't remember if he signed a document that says we can talk about him before we demonstrate his voice. But let me check right now so I can get confirmation. Here we go. Responses. He did. His name is Christian William Freites. He did. He's our Vexus. He did sign the little thing that says we can talk about him. Because I gotta make sure before we talk about anybody, before we reveal their voices. Inkmaker 2064. Hello, Teenage Robot Team. May I share a video with everyone here? You can try if it's PG, but on top of that, I'm fairly certain links aren't like how YouTube handles chat is that it doesn't allow normal people to post links. So you can try, and if it's PG. President Cherry, call me nuts, but maybe you guys should collaborate with Zone Animations for they can animate pretty faithfully to the show. On a moral standpoint, it's a little iffy, but on the basis of animate pretty faithfully to the show, I have to disagree. I feel like their animation is far too Adobe Flash style, in which everything is being tweened. Everything is not hand-drawn. It's all, what do you call it? Symbols that are being tweened and stretched and pulled, but it's like a single drawing that's being done that way, and that's not how we're animating. We're animating like the traditional style of the show where everything is limited animation. Oh, Corkboard asked that exact same question that I just answered. We are doing frame by frame. We are not using motion tweens. If we use motion tweens, it's going to be for something that is not noticeable. And like, say, a smoke cloud in the distance, like fading away or something. We'd probably put an opacity tween on that instead of going frame by frame and then making it each individual frame a lower opacity. It'd be just easier to tell the computer, okay, start from 100% opacity and fade to 0%, you know? But yeah. Inkmaker 2064. Yeah, I mean, like I said, you can try to share the video, but it's not. I don't think YouTube allows other people to post links. That's not like a specification that I don't think I can change or anyone here can change. It's just how YouTube handles the chat to prevent spam, I guess. Nico Arsonist 2. How did Jenny become a robot? She was built that way.
She got bit by a robot.
Yeah, she got bit by a radioactive robot, and then she transformed into a robot. No, she was just built that way. She's always been a robot from day one of her life. Bugatti, they said they will not put the fan characters in a reboot. That's untrue. We are not putting. It's not that we're not putting fan-made characters in the reboot. We are not putting fan. It's hard. It's a hard specification. It's because technically any character we make. Oh, what's a good example, real quick? What's a one that we've talked about already?
Abby Green.
Abby Green. That's a good one. Thank you. Abby Green's a new character for Teenage Robot Rebooted. She is not a new main character. She is a new side character that you would find in the school that a couple episodes we talk to, maybe 1 or 2 episodes she has a greater role than before, kind of like how Britt and Tiff sometimes come out of the woodwork and become kind of a more prominent character in a couple of episodes. She's a new side character. What many people think of when they think of the term OC, which stands for original character, is they think of characters that people, because this is unfortunately a kind of a plague, a disease with OCs, is that people like to create OCs that become main characters and interact with the main cast on a regular basis. Sometimes even overtaking the main character themselves. We are not doing that. Any new character we make, albeit they are fan-made because we are fans, we are not making them main characters. They are all side characters. If they're a villain, they're all side villains. They're not main people. So that's what we mean why we're not allowing OCs in it and stuff like that, because technically we are allowing OCs, because Abby Green's an OC, Tara Watt's an OC, the Grub, Looper, and Weevil are OCs. They're all OCs, but they're not main character OCs that take away from the main plot of the show and become a main focus, and not doing that. And we also have a rule against recolors, but that's an entirely different topic entirely. I mean, Terawatt, I guess, is technically a recolor, but it's more so because that's like an upgraded form of Gigawatt. He's still Gigawatt, he just has a new name. Really, because Terawatt, it's if you go from a gigabyte to a terabyte to gigawatt, terawatt, that sort of thing. He gets more power. Anyway, Corkboard. So Vexus is voiced by a man now. Yes, she is, because he does a very good Vexus impression. Not the first time that's happened. There's been a few characters in the past that animation history that have been voiced by men but were women in the actual show, and vice versa. Peter Pan was voiced by a woman. Bet you didn't know that. President Cherry, if you use my idea, you owe me a penny. I don't know what your idea is, so here's hoping we don't use it. Accidentally, I mean. I'm not saying it's a bad idea, because again, I don't know what it is. Anyway. Corkboard, I would have thought they would have gotten a girl to do the voice. We had a few female voice actresses. I mean, that's redundant. We had a few voice actresses audition for Vexus, and we had the voting round and everything. How we do it is that when people audition, we have like a voting round. They first audition to be a part of the crew, and then we have a casting call where they submit. After they're part of the crew, they submit their auditions with a specific monologue and stuff like that. And we compare everybody's same monologue, and we're like, okay, which voice is best? And then we have an anonymous vote on which one's best. And whoever wins that vote gets casted. And I believe Vexus was went through 5 casting calls before she was finally casted. So we had plenty of auditions, but the every time leading up to Christian, she was voted on. We also have on all the auditions and stuff. We have a vote where it can say, I respect every voice actor and actress here, but I think we should wait for a better voice to come along, yada yada. It's basically like, you're all great voice actors and actresses, but we should probably wait for a better voice, basically. And Christian was the only one to overcome that one. So that he was the guy who finally got casted. And again, not to say that the other voice actors and actresses were bad voice actors and actresses. It was just like we were waiting for the better. Like as a crew, we decided we were waiting for the better Vexus voice. Because everybody else who auditioned to be Vexus at least got another role in the show. It was just they didn't get Vexus is all. Anyway. And I am finally reaching the bottoms. I've been a little bit behind on these questions. Professor Mowington's is this an official thing or no? Because I've never heard that before. I don't know what you're referring to. Colors. All right, I've finally reached the bottom of the questions. I'm gonna start sketching stuff now. Took me long enough. Anyway, I kind of want to draw something that's actually pertaining to the show and not just drawing a random drawing. What do we have to do yet? Excuse me. For that involves art. Ooh, okay. I can see what I can do here. We need a couple of, or something we're doing, we need a couple of drawings of villains and stuff like that. So I could probably draw a couple villains that we have revealed so far. I'll do a couple drawings. I'll do a couple sketches of Tarawat in different poses and stuff. And I'll keep an eye on the questions, of course. President Cherry, but do I wonder, is there a voice actor for Jenny? Voice actress, and yes, but she did not sign the exposure survey, so we can't talk about her until we actually display her voice with like at least an animatic or something, you know? So can't talk about her, but yes, we have a voice actress for Jenny.
But it'll be coming, all right.
Yeah, it'll be the animatic. We're hoping to finish up by the end of summer so we can get feedback on at least for the episode 1. So we can get feedback that we're going in the right direction and stuff like that, or if we need to.
And we're almost done with scripts too, so that means we're about to be done with those.
Yeah,
scripts.
We got one more script remaining. It's gonna be great when that's all done.
And there's a top secret one too. We can't reveal it just yet.
No, that's it. No, that's the top secret script is the last one we got to write. That's it, because everything else is done. So we got one more script we're writing, and that's it. It'll be locked in, the story at least. But if we get the animatic out by the end of summer, that'll be, because once we start drawing up animatics and stuff, that's kind of the point of no return. Because once we start animating and stuff like that, it's kind of locked in and our story is locked. So if we can get the episode 1 animatic out by the end of summer, we can get feedback and be like, is this the right direction? Are we it's because I mean you're not gonna the episode 1 animatic is the one for Activation Day, which is the prequel. So you're not gonna get an idea of what season 4's ultimate story is, because it does like gradually become an ultimate story. But you're going to get a sense of tone, a sense of character, how we're handling characters and that stuff like that. You're going to get that sort of sense. So that's what we want to get feedback on. I almost as closed off Jenny's original voice actor, Janice Kawaye. Yeah, well, I think that's a different reason. I think Janice Kawaye is just kind of a private person. Like, I've never seen her. Like, it's like Steve Bloom goes to cons, you know. Voice actors go to. Freaking Tom Kenny was recently at Phoenix Comic-Con. They a lot of them travel. Janice Kawaye, though, I'm fairly certain kept to herself. I don't think she. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just I'm saying that's what she did. I don't think she. Yeah, the reason why our last script. The last script. I mean, it's no secret that the last script we're writing is the season finale. That's what's the top secret episode, and the reason why it's currently top secret is that even the title reveals what we're doing. So I think eventually we will reveal something about it, so it doesn't just seem like we're talking out of our butts and we actually have something, and we're not just saying, don't worry, we have something, it's just top secret. Don't worry, we have something, it's just top secret. We got to reveal something about it. It'll probably be a working title, so it doesn't reveal what the actual what's going to happen. And it'll probably be a vague synopsis. We just got to tread lightly, because that's where everything comes together. We don't want it to ruin it early. Anyway. Bum, bum. All right, so terawatt. Let me just bring up my reference to terawatt, and we can get a move on. No, freaking! I accidentally clicked the wrong button. Anyway,
there's a thing that is called reference images tool. I could do an example very quick, so that way you can understand what you're supposed to see.
I should have terawatt then, because I copied over the right folder. I was worried he might be on an external hard drive.
There's a thing called a reference image tool. You could use that, and I'm about to demonstrate how that could be effective. Because
what tool is that?
The
reference.
Reference images tool, so that way.
It's already showing. What window is it though?
What window?
Yeah, because like here, it's already checkmarked, show reference images. So this reference images tool is already showing it. Where I don't know where it is.
Click on tool options.
Tool options. Here we are.
And then see where the little plus thing is? It says add reference image. That way you can actually go in and use that reference.
I'm not seeing an add reference image. Here, maybe if I add...
The little square with a plus under two options. Oh, you pretty much have to click on the little thumbtack thing too.
Nope, that's not it. Although apparently,
Yes, that's it. Yes, that's it. Wait,
Oh.
what?
Well, I'm on tool options, but I don't see.
You're on the brush. You're on the brush tools.
Oh, okay.
See where there's that thumbtack thing that says reference images tool?
I'm just hold on.
It's going to be underneath that little assist tool or the measure tool.
Here, do you hold on? Do you have it open on yours? Okay, show me. It's just I'm better at visually understanding than audibly.
Look where my mouse cursor is. If you see
okay.
the mouse cursor.
Yeah. How come you? Hold on. You got something different. Your tool options are different. Okay, maybe it's
because it's the Windows version. It's not the Mac.
No, I got the wrong tool selected. I think is it.
Yes.
Yeah. Which one? Which tool do you have selected?
I have the reference images tool highlighted and selected.
There it is. There it is. Found it. All right.
Then go over to this.
No, yeah, I got it. I got it. Thank you. I got it. I found it. I'm good.
And once you're done with it, you can remove it.
Concept.
My shortcut is like the delete key, but
concept art. Where'd you go? There you are. Terawatt. Boom. Haha. Okay.
Now you pretty much have to size it as well.
So
just click on the image and then size it whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can also change the opacity and the saturation as well.
Yep. Oh yeah, here we go.
And the cheaper alternative to the Photoshop stupid subscriptions.
Yeah, that's a good. That's why I don't have the recent form of Photoshop. Honestly, is because I don't want to pay for a monthly subscription. I would have bought it if they had like a CS8 or something, you know, and I would have just bought the whole bundle. But because then you own it for life, you know, and I just don't like paying a annual fee because eventually. I mean, granted, the annual fee is cheaper than essentially buying a lifetime license, but eventually, if you continue to use the program, that paying month per month is going to eventually cross over that initial price of the lifetime license. So that's why I don't like paying for a monthly fee, because eventually that price is going to meet the price of just paying for the lifetime license, at which point, you know, why didn't you just buy the lifetime license? Anyway, I want to find a graphite pencil, because
you did not just say what but Grady, you did not just say what I think you just said, did you?
A graphite pencil?
You son of a...
I should
am not
check out some
this hydrophallics again. I am sorry. I am not dealing with that again. No. We're not going through that again.
Hydro. What? I don't think anyone.
You don't read the chat box too often, do you?
I'm looking
I'm
at
the one
it.
who actually has it.
I'm looking at it right now, though.
I am not putting up with your hydrophallics. You understand me?
Come on, Photoshop has some technical difficulties just now.
I'm looking at it. No one's mentioned it.
Let me show you.
Besides, we got that name wrong. It's actually hydrophilics, not hydrophallics. But either way, I mean, it's a monster name. So anyway,
right there.
That's what?
What's that say?
It's not. I'm seeing. Hold on, I'm trying to compare it to what mine says. That's not showing up on mine.
Yeah, it's not mine either. Someone must have having some issues.
Oh, you got.
It's anyway. So
Felix.
anyway,
I have to get my sphere involved. Maybe I should get my little sphere in and to have your little brains a little modified.
So
because I think it probably
Okay, yeah,
is
it
good.
did show up. It said hydrophilics, and then Cookboard just probably deleted this.
sketch.
Sponge Monster.
Good.
Yeah, Sponge Monster.
In.
You guys really think you got... To those who have the hydrophilics, I may have to get my silver sphere on you. Trust me, it's not a pretty sight if it catches you. You know what happens? It goes... Drills a hole into your head and sucks your brains out.
And then he's got a pointy nose now instead of a... he's got a straight-up Dracula nose now instead of a
No,
big nose, but he's got a scar.
I see you. Hello. Over here. I know, I see you. And I wasn't going to break the camera, okay? Hydrophilic, you... Hydro... Do I have to explain to you people what hydrophilics is again? Do we really have to go through this again?
Dude, it's been over with for the past few years, though. It's like the past few months or
No,
years.
they keep bringing it up again. They keep bringing it up again. Oh, wait, did I...
No, people are actually saying, what is up with this?
Yeah, we thought a long time ago that the sponge monster from Speak No Evil was called hydrophilics, but we were all wrong because it was hydrophilics.
Okay, it was a joke.
Wasn't very funny.
It was a joke, guys. It's kind of like one of those like fake mood swing thingies. Back credit card.
I don't think.
Yeah. It was like that old back credit card joke.
I thought you took that.
All right, I got it.
No, I swear. I thought you took that seriously.
Yeah, he doesn't see.
No, that's the joke actually. That's like, hydro or back credit card. You mean?
Let me try.
The back credit card.
I don't think so. All right, Sam. Anyway, I drew that too big. Not detailed.
Okay. All right, I gotta jump off for a minute. Parents just asked me for dinner. I'll be right back. When I watch. Keep an eye out for this baby. It's coming for you. To all those who know what I watch, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yep.
What the hell was that?
What?
Moving on.
What happened?
All right.
Anyway.
Okay. So we're gonna have the because this is basically just we're basically drawing a pose sheet. He's gonna have his standard pose in there. What's some other cool poses that we can draw a gigawatt or terawatt doing? He can be eating something electricity, like a generator or something. Like, I know what I could do. He could be. I'm still on a racer, aren't I? Yeah, I am. He could be
Shooting some b-ball outside of the school. When a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood.
Yeah. I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna be eating some generators like popcorn. Like he's gonna have a little popcorn bin, and it's just gonna be full of generators.
Wow.
Why is your head so weird? There we go. That's a little bit better. There we go. Although I do want, was there ever a point, I can't remember, I got to check up the episode real quick. Was there ever a point where Gigawatt closed his eyes? I wonder what he looks like with his eyes closed. I can't remember.
Don't even dare show us that because copyright.
I'm not going to show it. I'm just looking up the episode. It's Mind Over Matter MLaaTR. I'm just going to look up and I'm fairly certain he closed his eyes when he got injured or something. I just want a reference photo of that because do they like treat it where like his eyes become classic teenage robot like half moons, or do they like that on the eye, or do they like he have his own custom closed eyes? Just gonna skip to a bit where he gets injured or shot by something, because that's usually a point where someone goes ah and closes their eyes. Oop. Yep, it's the half moons. Just wanted to be sure. Okay, let me get the eraser because I want to change his expression. Nope, that's not the eraser. There we go. Big old smile, vampire smile. And then draw his torso. This is gonna be a little tricky. Getting his, probably add a new layer, just in case. So he's got this big old generator in his hand. He's eating the little. He's gonna be eating the little sparks on the inside of it, like popcorn. When in doubt, pinky out. Oop, that's right. It's not the same layer. I am not drawing his arms right at all. I'm going too quick. More like it starts off jagged and it bends. And then we can have the cut elbow. That's more like his arm. Do the same thing over here. I kind of want it to be more like this way. Kind of just enjoying himself. I don't have really room for his. Huh?
How tall is he?
Well, a building would be like just about right here.
I was about to say, those are some tiny generators.
And then we got to get his other arm in there. It should probably be about just hovering above the generator because he's eating it. His hand would be like right here. Like that. I'd look up some perspective a little bit better with his, because he's got weird biology on how his arms operate because of just the nature of them being electricity. So yeah, Gigawatt enjoying a generator snack. I'd probably modify his body just a little bit because they kind of get hidden behind his arms, and we can make it come out. Da-ba-da-da-da. And there we have a happy energy vampire. New pose. Probably angle him about back a little bit, just a bit more. Enjoying a vampire snack. Or an energy vampire snack. Quick chat. Ba-ba-da-ba. Can we whip up some songs too silent? They'd have to be royalty free because we're not allowed to play copyrighted music. We'd get claimed. We do it all the time in our production meetings because those are unlisted and aren't public. They're just our little private videos when we have meetings. But yeah, for these live streams, we got to keep things copyright free. All right, what's another fun pose we can put Terawatt in? I wanted this one to be a more evil pose. Ooh, I know. Let's have building. We can have little old Jenny. We can just draw her as a stick figure right now. Her little pigtails. And we can have Terawatt on a new layer. You can have one arm up here. Little exaggerated pose, but here. I'm not anything bigger though. He's too tiny right now. I want to make this is just for this pose. I want to make it look nice and big. This guy is pulsing with newfound power, you know. So you can nice and big and intimidating. we go. It's a little bit much bigger.
I think I'm trying to do like some posing on some outfits that, but I'm not sure if this might be considered like concept art. Because,
You mean like just a different outfit?
yeah,
I mean,
right? Or no?
I can't remember if we showed those outfits yet or not. And I mean, no, for the future though. If it ever happens though, I mean, don't ask if something's a lead concept art while showing the lead concept art if it is. But again, I don't know if we showed that or not.
No, we actually hadn't. But I just popped it out of nowhere.
Well, don't do that, I guess.
Is it bad?
Well, damage is done, I guess, but don't do that, I guess. Don't do that, I guess, for the future.
Oh, man! Oh, guys, okay. So we hadn't shown this yet. But this is the outfits for Edward in the Opera.
Okay.
So silly faces.
Well, yeah, we just drew, because we just, when we designed them, we just had blank bodies. You know, we just, you know, we're just designing the outfits, but yep. Ooh, I want this smile to be bigger. I don't want it to be stuck down there.
No, talk yourself, Ultimate Ink Master, ink maker. That's just a silly expression that we give.
Yeah. Don't get worked up about the expressions. That's just because when we were just designing the outfits, we weren't concerned about their faces, so they were actually originally blank, which looked kind of scary. So but we didn't put effort into drawing their faces. We just, you know, drew something real fast. Yep. When could Terawatt make his debut in Teenage Robot Rebooted? He's kind of in the later half of the season. Because the first half of the season is more the zany Monster of the Week style. I mean, it's all kind of Monster of the Week style, but it's the first half is the more zany style of like wacky sort of humor-based stuff. While once Terawatt shows up, you know it's going to get a little bit more dramatic, and then start like moving forward from there. Just drawing. Poorly drawn hands just for placeholders right now. I was more concerned about that face. Make it more wild. I want it because I want it to differentiate from this face. I want it to be more like crazed looking in his eye. How about the double? Yeah, that's always good.
Achilles, we currently don't have any plans for it yet.
And put his hand on this.
Oh, my profile pic. Oh, that's a good story. Here's the story. It basically was when I was a big Teen Titans nutcase back in the day. It was like 2011 and 2012. I also was a big fan of the Paranormal Activity series. Shut up! I was only 11. I mean, I was only 12. Okay.
No one said anything.
So yeah, so then I was like thinking, what if they did something like that together? So I found a picture of like the main room, and I just covered it like I use like this thing called Comic Life, and basically, and had like if you look really close, you can see Raven like at the door, like real. If you look really closely, well, probably can't because it's actually really small, but there's a larger image.
There we go. So we have
The original image, though, is that the original full images is now lost, but I still have this. So I am planning on switching it to my my little black rose logo soon. So because this thing's old.
I gotta say, it is. It was scary when we put 4 arms on Terawatt, but now that I'm having fun with the sketches, it's hard to put a place where the arms are, but
it's probably
once you get him in there, it looks
probably
because he looks like he's ready to. He's already got one hand on that building, and all other 3 are like looming over, getting ready to grab at stuff. That looks real fun. Because if he only had 2 arms, he'd either only have those top 2, or a mix, or those bottom 2, or like a mix of those poses. But here, it's like everything fills the frame, and just like everything's coming in. It's like I'm gonna eat you.
Yeah, but anyways, seen the trailer for it? No, I have not seen the trailer for the DCAU movie.
It's it's Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans, like the original show versus the new show. There's like some alien abduction.
Okay, at least we're good. All right, that actually to be honest, I kind of accept the show for what it is. It's stupid. It's meant to be stupid.
I'm gonna throw this out there right now. If we analyze the history of versus movies, the front billing character usually wins. Usually, there's exceptions, but usually they win. And I'm just gonna throw this out there: the movie follows Teen Titans Go character. So
Freddy versus Jason, King Kong versus Godzilla. Hello,
King Kong won. Batman versus Superman. Batman won.
No. Fucker, it is literally what you decide on. Okay?
No, I'm serious.
They fell in the lake.
I love Godzilla. I love Godzilla, but Toho came out and like announced the win. Like Godzilla didn't die in that fight because the Godzilla and Mothra versus Godzilla is the same Godzilla. But in Toho and Tomoyuki Tanaka, who was the executive producer at Toho at the time, came out and said King Kong is the victor. King Kong won the fight in King Kong versus Godzilla in 1960.
Okay, fine.
And that rumor is completely false. In both the
just said that, man. Are you deaf?
I'm just saying. I don't think anyone's talking about the rumor yet. I'm just saying the rumor that in the American release and the Japanese release having different victors is completely false. King Kong wins in both of them. The only difference between those cuts in pertaining to the end fight is that right before the credits scroll in the American version, you hear King Kong's roar, and right before the Japanese credits roll in the Japanese version, you hear King Kong's roar and Godzilla's roar. That's the only difference in the fight. There's a bunch of other Americanized scenes throughout the movie, and the King Kong versus Godzilla Japanese version is a much better movie, like structural-wise. But the rumor that there is a different,
I think it's gonna be like one of those things where you have to decide who to. Like me, if you're a sucker for horror films, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like what Freddy versus Jason did. It's gonna be like, oh, it seems like Jason won, but then Freddy, had like Freddy's decapitated head, but then Freddy goes and winks at the camera. So it's gonna be like one of those things.
It's just
because I think I just feel that's gonna be because that's kind of what you have to do with the versus film. You're gonna have to do it in some way in order to make both of the audiences, both sides happy.
Nico,
you can't.
Hold that thought real quick. Nico Arsonist 2, who should voice Terawatt? I think that's me, isn't it? I voiced 3 characters.
You know what? You got Angus Scrim, but before.
I think Terawatt's me. I voiced Terawatt, XJ8, and Looper. But those are and Smitus. But those are the only 4 characters I voice.
I only voiced one.
Terawatt's one of them.
I technically only voiced one XJ7 because I sound worthless anyways.
But
This is why
we weren't talking about
watch horror films all day.
Luke Oliver. We weren't talking about the upcoming Godzilla versus Kong in 2020. That we were talking about the 1962 one. Which, hey, thankfully it's the same title, so we don't have to do the stupid. Like I like King of the Monsters, but I wished it was like just a slightly different title, because now you have to say Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019 or Godzilla King of the Monsters 1956. It's like the same. Well, I guess the same thing happened in 2014. Godzilla 2014 or Godzilla or 1954.
Yeah, we just refer to them.
It's like but at least that one was shorter, But this one's Godzilla King of the Monsters.
The new Kong versus Godzilla is going to be directed by Adam Wingard. He directed. He actually was a horror director. You're next.
If we get
EHS.
If we get the
EHS
Wingard, if we get the Wingard who directed.
Well, we have.
If we get the Wingard,
yes, and I know the piece of shit.
But no.
And the piece of crap.
If we get the Wingard who directed Your Next or The Guest, we're in good hands. Because, especially The Guest, because that's a really good movie. If we get the Wingard who directed Blair Witch 2016 and the Death Note movie, then good Lord, strap in, because we're in for a stinker. I'm hoping for the.
It'd probably be good.
I'm hoping we get the guy who directed Your Next and The Guest. I hope we get that.
Well, at least someone here actually watches horror films. Good. But too bad you don't stick to my kind of horror.
The Guest is a better movie than Your Next, but
viewers at home, do you know what this is? Can anyone tell me what this is?
What's that? One last pose for Terawatt. I want
anyone tell me
unique pose for Terawatt, because these other two poses were both kind of upright. And
anyone?
I mean, granted,
it's
a big guy. He's rarely seen from below, and he's never lays down.
It's a silver. It's a sphere. Well, Sputnik. It's not okay. They're not okay. It's the sphere from Phantasm, and also. They're not wings. They're technically spikes, like blades. Let me get this off. See? That's what it looks like.
Amazing Missile Gaming. Did you guys receive my audition? We actually, I have to admit, I'm a little behind on auditions now. We had a surplus of auditions recently, so we might have gotten your audition. I just haven't gone to the
audition. You should have looked them over, boy. You gotta keep up with your email.
I'm a little behind on that, but I'll be going through it, so we might have gotten it. So stay tuned. If you don't get a response email, that means we either didn't get it or you weren't accepted. But if you weren't accepted, don't let that deter you. Just throw in. If you try again,
keep trying.
Try again.
Just keep trying.
If you don't get accepted
one time, I tell you.
Yeah, if you don't get accepted one time, that doesn't mean you'll never get accepted. Now it just means like.
Yes, 1, 2, 3 do. I don't think this would be a can opener because look at these are technically plastic, so I'm pretty sure these would break.
Because one thing I see
rare.
I gotta say an error a lot of people make when they're auditioning for at least for character designing, which I see a lot, is that they draw Jenny in a bunch of different poses, and it's like. Great, you drew Jenny in a bunch of different poses, but you're auditioning for character design or background design. Maybe draw something new.
Here's an example that.
Now everyone here is complaining that you need to step up with your emails, man.
Yeah, I got
to
take a look at my emails. I know I'm a little behind on my emails, but.
That's real. If you're gonna have a job, man, you really need. Actually, my dad taught me this. If you're gonna be in a job like this, you really need to stick with your email.
Not that. I manage 4 different emails.
Really isn't a job.
This is the hobby email that's like the back burner. This is my.
I understand that, but even
that when I have.
It's gonna probably come back to you in the long run, man.
No, I got my primary email. I'm up on. That's where I get all my. I mean, it's a secret email. I don't give it out willy-nilly, but that's my main primary email I keep up on. Since this is a hobby project, the Teenage Robot email is kind of on the back burner of messages. So I just got to check. I just got to look up. I'm just a little behind on looking at all the auditions. That's all.
Here's an example of my character design audition. I use my original characters.
Yeah. He said sketches of like original characters. I don't think a single one made it into the show. But
with the Danny Phantom crossover, we're not doing it.
Take a shot, everybody. Danny Phantom crossover.
Okay, I'm going to tell all of you this right now. We are not doing a crossover. Get it through your.
No, it's
stall.
Probably not the same guy. It's probably not the same guy. It's just it's a popular idea. Yeah, we're not doing Danny Phantom crossover.
Or we're going to have to give you another type of phantom. But it's called a phantasm.
Well, we're not crossing over with any Nickelodeon properties or anything like that. So we have one crossover episode planned. We've already announced that. We haven't announced who it is, and we're not going to announce it anytime soon. It's just going to be kind of a secret because it's kind of a reveal in the middle of the episode. It's like it's supposed to be kind of a reveal, and I don't want to like just, oh, it's this person. You know.
Yeah, we have a little surprise, and
so it's
yeah, we got to get the storyboard on. We got to do some concept art storyboard on that soon.
Well, I'm fairly certain the character.
I mean, we did get some storyboards done already. It's just.
I think I'm fairly certain the character themselves has already been redesigned in Teenage Robot style. So I think that's been locked in. But yeah, we haven't started storyboards on that particular episode.
Oh, here's one. I was thinking about bringing back the Poltergeist. Actually, I could actually probably bring something.
We thought about that.
Right now, season 4 is currently having filled out, but season 5 is currently like just a blank slate. So that could be possible. I could probably
I'll tell you right now. The Poltergeist. We talked about bringing that unused concept back. The reason why we're not, the reason why we decided not
screw
to,
you. I'm the guy who. Okay,
because
you got a horror nerd right here.
Don't take this seriously. Don't take this seriously. Don't take this seriously.
Shut up,
Sam.
He's gonna get myself.
The reason why we decided not to bring back the Poltergeist or bring it back into fruition is one of the reasons why I think they didn't use it in the first place, and that's because Teenage Robot has never done anything supernatural, ever. Think about every villain that's ever been on Teenage. Not a single one was a supernatural entity or a demon or something like along those lines. And Poltergeist is straight up a ghost. And that is supernatural instead of science and scientific fiction and stuff like that. Even Terawatt, who is an energy vampire, he's an alien energy vampire. He's not literally a vampire who turns into a bat and stuff. He comes from outer space and is like an alien that comes down and sucks energy from planets and stuff. He's more sci-fi than he is supernatural. So that's why we're not bringing back the Poltergeist anytime soon.
Don't worry, guys. I'll get it back for you.
Anyway.
I don't think that might be.
Because they are saying this, though. You could always give it a shot.
There is the one unused concept that we took a look at that is kind of making its way back in is the... I mean, it doesn't go as far back as they were planning, but it was the Nora Wakeman in Skyway Patrol, and that's basically Activation Day. It's not going back to the past. It's not Jenny going back in time and fighting alongside her. That concept was changed. But the matter of looking back at the history of Nora Wakeman and the history of Jenny the robot and then all that stuff and seeing what happened in the past, that is basically Activation Day. So that concept came through, but the Poltergeist is left on the cutting room floor. It is a cute character design. I'm not going to lie. It's a cute character with this 1920s flapper ghost. But like I said, Teenage Robot's never done anything
design for it.
They did. Not a finalized one. It's all sketches, all really rough pencil sketches, and they all look like flapper. The flappers.
Yeah.
They all look like that.
Let's find this. Hang on.
But like I said, Teenage Robot's never done anything supernatural, so we've been keeping with just sci-fi elements. That too, corkboard. They said that not to use it because it was too similar to Danny Phantom, but
Oh shit!
No, swear it.
Gigawatt is not a robot. He is an alien energy vampire. The only thing physical about him is his light bulb. Everything else is electrical and stuff like that.
I always love that.
And well, Terawatt's an upgrade. Terawatt has a different type of energy. Terawatt's got a different type of energy running through him.
What's your preference? Jenny the Vexus Slayer.
Denny the Vexus Slayer.
Nathan, get it. Make this fan happy. Make Speedhog happy. Okay, we need to have Jenny with the drawing, and battle axe with a whole bunch of Vexuses slayed, because she is the Vexus Slayer.
All right. One last pose for Terawatt, and then I'll move on to a different villain.
She's the energy vampire slayer.
Yeah.
Right, she was. Oh,
So
wait, really? Wait.
drew him
Are you
eating out
talking about Christy?
of
Are you talking
like
about Christy
popcorn. We
Swanson
drew him
Buffy or?
moving over Jenny threateningly. What else can we draw him as?
Wait, for Buffy though, are you talking about Christy Swanson Buffy or Sarah Michelle Gellar
I know we
Buffy?
I know what we can do for Terawatt.
Is that even a question?
Because there are two Buffys. There's the movie with Christy Swanson or the show with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
What do you think, man?
Basically, since actually the
Sarah Michelle all the way. For the
well,
lead.
let me just take a look when the original show premiered, and I could. Okay,
1997.
Fine, Michelle. Okay, probably. I keep thinking maybe it could be Christy, but maybe Sarah. Okay,
Whoa.
probably. Okay, I'll just say
That's
this: probably both Christy and Sarah.
Well, it's not
Christy and
showing up
Sarah.
on their screen. I just opened something real weird, and I don't know.
I already forgot what we're talking about.
I like the movie because it also had Paul Rubens.
What is this? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this so I can actually. I don't look like a loon.
Okay, you just
Look,
probably
I'm
opened
gonna do this. I'm gonna do this.
How do I?
Okay.
Look out, man.
It's like
Look
there's
at
a
man.
triangle with a rainbow around it, and there's a bunch of different brushes and erasers. And
Okay, so that's the color wheel in the center. That's like the color wheel.
yeah, I know that. I know it's a color wheel, but like, how do I close this? Because it's kind of covering up my drawing. I just
Left
tapped.
click again or something.
I got it.
Yeah, just
I
left
got it.
click or something.
Kick out of the box.
I got it. False alarm. I got it. Now I'm red. Now it's red.
Son of a.
Switch.
Back to black.
Yeah,
Go back to
now
black.
Yeah, and we're already near the end of it.
No, hey. Use that little thing. And it's, use that little. Where those swatching colors are, like you see the black and white there.
I got it.
There we go. You can also use the control key if you have a control key or command or something.
Yeah, I got a Mac, so it'd probably be command. No, control. Yeah. I'm gonna have a very happy Terawatt. I'm just drawing a basic shape right now, so I can just get the big. This is a different pose than normal. A little too big of hands, but I can shrink them in post. Just trying to sketch the general pose. Dun, dun, dun. Mm. We can have this one like radiating with energy, like ha ha ha. Psh. It's like that's all around a little center bolt.
All right. Somebody asked about the music for the show, and are we using our own?
It depends. Okay. Let's see. How do I answer that question? Okay, the music, the themes are coming back, like for Jenny, and then the normal like Teenage Robot theme. However, we are not using the original recordings at all, of course, because that's copyright stuff. It's copyright material. We are doing our own renditions of it, and our own renditions of the music and the themes and everything like that. We are just, in fact, with the Teenage Robot theme specifically, how we're handling our main titles is that even though it'll have the same like in the background, the guitar and everything like dun 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 dun, that normal bass and stuff, it'll be a different lyric. And the way we're treating it is that it's like if you listen to the song and you're listening to another verse, it's like another verse of the song, and there'd be like an overlapping. If you play them side by side, it would be a total song. So, and then in terms of the score, the music, like what plays during the fight scenes and stuff, again, the themes will carry over. Like the Crust Cousins theme will carry over, the Wakeman theme will carry over, but they will all be like integrated into their own scenes and moments and stuff. They're going to be original compositions in total. It's just going to, borrow the same themes. And then, of course, for stuff like, say, Terawatt or Grub, Looper, and Weevil, there'd be a completely new theme because there's characters that we've never seen before, The guy who wrote the Teenage Robot theme also wrote the theme for the Magic School Bus. I think you mean the lyrics, because the theme was composed by James L. Venable / Paul Dinletter. The lyrics, though, I think I'm fairly certain he did write the Magic School Bus lyrics too. Because the lyrics were someone else. Paul Dinletter / James L. Venable did not come up with the lyrics. They did just the theme. Ink Maker, we'll use stock music when necessary. Only when it's funny, because there's some really funny stock music out there, and if you use it in the right moment, it's actually pretty funny. Yeah, so, and then it's royalty free too. So, again, so it's a matter of like just in the moment, because you don't want to overuse it too, because then it gets cheap. It becomes a cheap gag instead of like something actually funny, but. We'll use it from time to time. It depends on the moment. It depends if it's warranted, if that's the funniest choice of music we can make. Sometimes it is. But it depends. I'll make a chest a little bit bigger. That's more like it. Oh, that might be an easier way to draw in Terawatt. We draw his body like a giant triangle. And then you cut up the triangle on the inside with all those little lightning bolts. There you go. Cool. Throw that in the reference stuff when we're doing this stuff. That's an easy way to draw in Terawatt's body. Just draw a giant triangle and then break up the triangle into a lightning bolt.
Nico Arsenis asked, "What if teenage robot characters could do fusion?" I'm assuming like Steven Universe gem fusion.
It'd be
No!
interesting. It'd be, I don't know if it's the style of teenage robot would go for, but I guess we're talking in a hypothetical sense. So
Yeah, like who would you want to see?
oh, okay. Let's see. They would never do it because it's a villain and a hero, but it would be interesting to see, I guess, in like a Malachite fashion, where a more good character and a bad character fused together. It'd be kind of interesting to see what a Jenny Vexus fusion would look like.
I believe there's fan art of that.
Exoskin.
Not like because not a cluster Jenny. I mean like a straight up like fusion of the two, like this insectoid looking robot, but then again she kind of has like Jenny elements in there.
Right.
But not cluster Jenny. I know what that looks like. There's so much fan art of that. But, I'm talking like a true fusion where there's elements of each character inside the design and not just Jenny with stripes. And then, Exoskin's not really a fusion. It's more like that's a skin covering. You're not fusing anything. Another cool fusion would be
the Crust Cousins with anyone.
What about like the Crust Cousins together? The single cousin. You're like the crust. What would that look like? That would be interesting.
Oh gosh, no. No.
It would either be Briff or the inverse of that.
Why?
The inverse. It took my brain a second, but yeah. Anyway.
I swear to God, you are all gonna break me.
Fusions.
Fingers crossed.
Oh yeah, the animatic. In the April Fool's video, they said the animatic was coming soon.
Yeah, technically, you know what? We are sandwich. We are sandwich.
It's what we're shooting for. The end of summer is to get our animatic done.
We're all soup as well.
For episode 1, I got to keep clarifying that because a lot of people hear animatic is going to be posted. A lot of people think, oh, the entire series? No.
Nope.
I like your enthusiasm.
Not even close.
No, just episode 1. We're not gods at what we do. We need a little bit more. We need time to do this stuff. Anyway, a nice evil laugh pose for Gigawatt. I think so. That's
we can't do it all. So I need all of you
on that page.
Think about
There's an evil laugh pose where he's laughing maniacally. There's this pose where he's just a neutral kind of standing there pose. He's looming over XJ9. Oh my god! And then we have him where he's just enjoying some popcorn energy. Like, this is tasty. All right. What other villain should I focus? I'll make a folder for that. If this comes with
Ghost Riders, boy.
Does this have folders?
I want to give you.
Hold on. Hey Nick, does this program have folders, layer folders, by any chance? I haven't seen. I see a new layer.
Professor Mewningtons wants Terawatt to consume Teslas.
Let me go switch.
He said Terawatt wants. I want Terawatt consuming Teslas. Damn it!
File layer. There's our mask.
There's a
like
thing
Tesla
called
coils
group layer.
or the car.
Basically,
Crackus ramming in a wall. Crackus ramming in a wall, and along Musk character and rebooting, failing to sell his cars. Terawatt.
Yeah, there's a thing called
Dukes.
Yeah, there's a thing called group layer.
I don't think that's
like a
technically
folder.
Group layer.
Fusion is canon. Remember the time where Midas took control of Jet? It's not okay.
That's
buddy,
not really fusion. That's more so
I'm
like.
going to spell this out for you, boy. It is called Smitus.
No, that's not.
And yeah, that was the episode. That was Sister Sledgehammer. But yeah, actually, fusion. Yeah, it is canon. We are sandwich.
Oh, here we go. Maybe like this. Maybe like this.
Sister Sledgehammer was actually one of my favorites. Right next to Return of Raggedy Android. And I dream the day that I
There
will,
we
and
go.
I will be dreaming the day that I can write Revenge of Raggedy Android. I wish I can. I wish I could.
There. Okay, and now I'm moving on from Terawatt. I got enough poses for Terawatt for that giant pose collective image. And
Yes, she will be the same voice.
uh,
I
if
don't have the
Chaos
season
Jenny
scheme.
was real, I guess it's a hypothetical
I'm
question.
pretty
If
sure.
Chaos Jenny was real, would she have
Technically,
the
you
same
can't get them
voice
on. You
as
can't get
Jenny?
them in store. You can only get them online, which sucks. But oh well.
We got a hypothetical
Not
question.
even FYE has it. Probably because no one cares.
We got a hypothetical question. Nico Arsonist 2. If Chaos Jenny was real, would she have the same voice as Jenny? I guess that depends. In the hypothetical sense, I guess it depends on what. Because
Oh yeah, actually, Green Cloud does make a good.
with Chaos Jenny, isn't there like different fan comics of like Chaos Jenny, and there's like different like how people handle that character? I don't know. Would it be
Launcher
like-
insect.
I mean,
Oh wait, Are you talking about that? Wait, lawn chair insect. Are you talking about that? No. No.
I would
that's not.
assume.
What was that?
Yeah, Chaos Jenny's an OC. This is a hypothetical question. I would assume Chaos Jenny would just, if she were real, she would just have the same voice
What
actress, but
your
being a more
insect
evil
robot?
Jenny instead of a more happy-go-lucky character.
Yeah, we just
But-
basically have her.
But like, it's in the hypothetical sense, it just depends on what you would use her for. It's because I mean, it's an OC character, it's a fan-made character that's not canon to anything, so it's kind of just whatever you want her to be. So, in a hypothetical sense, I would assume
it'd be a lot more distorted.
Yeah, I would assume that it would be like a more evil similar voice, but yeah, it just depends on what story you're referring to with Chaos Jenny, because it's all fan material where Chaos Jenny I have seen. I don't even think there's a consistent comic anymore. I think that's like there's a handful of different fan-made comics that use Chaos Jenny that don't follow the same continuity. It's just like they branch out. Yeah, Corkboard, Chaos Jenny is basically a Jenny recolor, but I will give it credit that at least it has a reason why it's a Jenny recolor with Chaos Jenny as a fan-made character. It's like because it's a corrupted Jenny, so it makes sense why she looks like Jenny. When I say like I'm against colors, I'm talking about like, hey guys, check it out. This is XJ17. She looks exactly like Jenny, only she's green. It's like, wow, really pushing the barrier of creativity with that one. It's like,
I mean, at least Zero's character actually looks like different.
No, XJ0. I mean, he's got like that's completely different head shape, completely different body design, completely different.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant.
I'm talking about like straight up. It's the circle. I'm talking about the characters that you see that it's just straight up. It's the circle with the same cheek, with the same body, with the same boot.
Oh yeah, also we got
it's
Mr.
just
Vic.
Jenny,
We got Vicky.
we colored her a different color. But Chaos Jenny, I will give it credit for that fan-made character, that fan-made OC. It has a reason for because it's an evil Jenny. It's a Jenny that's been corrupted. So it makes sense why she looks like Jenny. Because it is Jenny corrupted.
Hey, 1, 2, 3.
It makes sense.
Can I have a boosty, please?
But anyway.
Hey, boss, I have a cancer.
I haven't drawn Skullus in a while. I think I will draw a couple of Skullus poses. Thank you for that recommendation. I like Skullus.
Feel free to tell me when you've answered in this
Fun fact.
How much
Skullus close-up that I did like a couple months ago.
I don't remember it. If I see it, I
you
probably will remember it the moment I do see it.
It's in the concept art channel in the crew Discord.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Basically, I don't think. I mean, I guess it would. It would. I don't think he's got that detailed of eyes, but everything else is fine for a close-up. But I guess it also depends on if he has if it's all a shade of red, because then you could say from afar it just looks like a red dot, you know?
Yeah, you did join at a good time because I'm here, boy.
Yeah, everything else, I mean, it's just like it's an exaggerated look of Skullus. It fits. It's all close up. It's extreme close up. So, yeah.
I kind of ripped off the eyes from the Iron Giant.
Oh.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, I kind of see that. Okay. Yeah, I think currently, I mean, I'm.
You could share this on Discord so that we know that they know what we're talking
Yeah. That's true. Let me let me do a screen share so I'm just not talking into the wind right now. Close up of Skullus. Yeah, this is. I mean, it's perspective, so that's why the proportions are like. The chest is smaller and the mandibles are huge and the eyes are larger than they would be. But like, I would just say the only thing that's throwing me off is the Iron Giant style eyes, because I don't think we've ever seen Skullus with that detailed of eyes with eyelids and stuff. But at the same time, just because we've never seen it like that through concept art and stuff doesn't mean it can't happen. It's like that throws me off a little bit. But especially if it's because right now, I mean, at least currently, he has just a solid red eye. He doesn't have any pupils. It's just kind of like an insectoid little red eye. So if that whole eye is just different shades of red, then yeah, that would more so work.
Yeah, that was my thinking.
Yeah. So if there's no black in there and then it's just literally just different shades of red, that means from afar it looks like it's just a red dot. So that would work. Yeah, that's cool. All right, thank you. I'm gonna get back to because we can use that pose in the general pose sheet too. I would just when I'm converting it, I would just like complete the antenna and stuff like that, you know, not cut it off. But I get that's just the drawing size pose. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh god. Whoops! Damn it,
guy. And I gotta replace my concept art with Skullus.
You haven't
add reference image. All reference images. Thank you.
Yeah.
And now I
Professor wants something.
Skullus.
If you're gonna draw another villain after this could be one of the you haven't showed yet, we need more reveals.
Let me see that question real quick because I gotta read it myself.
Look what I'm doing. Okay, look what I'm doing. Look. Is it this hard? Okay, well, okay. You're on a application.
It's hard
because my big side right here, like I put the chat box right here, and then you have your other stuff over here.
No, I'm just looking at my own chat box. It's okay. It's good. To answer your question, Professor Meowington, it's getting hard because we are entering because we revealed all the villains that don't really have like surprise twist reveals. I mean, Terawatt kind of has a little bit of a twist reveal, but it's not that big of it. It's like he's coming back. It's in the episode. It's not. But
I'm just gonna put you.
It's getting hard because the villains we have yet to reveal are twist villains. A lot of them are big twist villains that you're not supposed to know are in the episode, and then like, haha, here we are. There is one that comes to mind that's not really a big twist reveal. He's more so just like he's just kind of there. I don't remember if we ever revealed him or not, though. I'd have to cross-check. Let me ask everybody in the production crew chat.
A list of the gadget? Jesus! I don't think we do, but Jesus! Can you imagine what kind of... Oh my God.
Everybody who can see the production crew chat.
I'm thinking right now.
Please answer.
Here we go. On.
I think we did.
Because he's
and
not...
even if we did, I guess we could.
Yeah, he's not necessarily a twist villain. He's just kind of there. So
yeah.
I mean,
also people are asking if we have like a catalog of Jenny's transformations yet, which
not, but someone is working on that.
Yeah, somebody's been like cataloging them in the public Discord. So shout out to them for that. That's actually really helpful.
Yeah, once they're through it all and once they're done, I'm literally just going to go through their entire post history and just like start writing it down in a big catalog, and then we'll have because there's a couple of repeats because he's just noting every single time she transforms, just
every single time, even if it's a repeat of a transformation. You know, he's just going through every single one, so he doesn't miss anything. So when he's done, I'm gonna go back through that all. I'm just gonna make a list, and I'm not gonna count the repeats. I'm just gonna go through it like, okay, I've counted that, I've counted that, I've counted that. You know, it's just, and make the ultimate list, and then someone can make a cool little book of like that instruction manual, and it'd be really cool, and we can actually like see all Jenny's tricks and gizmos and stuff like that. Anyway, so yeah, there is this. There is a villain. I have to reveal him. He is not a twisty villain.
How perfect is your Jenny catch?
He is just a character. He's just one of our. He's an early villain, actually. He's a very early villain.
It was in season 2, I think it was.
No, this is our original villain. But he's an early villain, as in like he appears early on in season 4. So I'm trying to find his folder right now. So give me 1 second.
I swear to. No. Jennifer, nay.
Start, and then I have to draw the one for me, and then that's because that's a finalized stuff, and it's sped up.
Jennifer, we.
And there you are. I found him. Hopefully, we did not reveal him, because we might have. I'm sorry if we did, because he is a non-consequential villain, so we might have revealed him before. But hey, if we didn't, here we're revealing him now. 1 second, it's loading.
Do it.
Everybody.
Yep.
Hail
Go.
Zarg. He is a space junkie alien. He is like
one of my first concept arts, folks. One of my first concept arts.
That's his big spaceship over there. He is a space junkie alien. He's not a twist villain. He's because you see him and he's like, oh, that's a villain.
Yeah, dragon.
He's got a little taser thing. He's a little scoundrel. He's like an escaped convict sort of style. He's a space pirate kind of scoundrel, that sort of thing.
The space pirates.
Yeah, he's got, I believe Nick was sketching his original, like we wanted to go like a fusion of different animals. He's got I'm trying to remember.
And Quasimodo as well from the Hunchback.
Yeah, we wanted to give him. We wanted him from the beginning to be a hunchback. So he right from the get go, we were sketching him as like hunched over and like gross looking or like kind of ugly sort of style. We gave him really weird eyes because those eyes. I mean, if you can see right there, the pupil extends into the flesh. It's really weird. And he's based also off of a specific extinct mammal. I can't remember what it was. It's like
one of those elephant things.
It is like it is. I think it's an ancient.
With the trunk, right? The trunk, because.
Yeah. Okay.
I can sketch it out right now, but.
Hold on. Extinct animals are my thing. I gotta remember this. It lived around the time of the Basilosaurus.
The Hunchback cluster. That actually would be an interesting tale to tell. The Hunchback of Cluster. That actually would be interesting.
I'm trying to find the exact mammal he's based on. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna find him.
Oh gosh, it's like
I'm
looking back at it. It's like
found it. He's based on the MLaaTR, who is an ancient ancestor of elephants. But they resemble tapirs or small hippos. So that's what he's based on. And then we gave him, so that's where his feet come from, that's where his trunk comes from, and that's where his little ears come from, and so his basic head shape and his tusks and that sort of thing. But we also gave him some other, like he's got anteater hands, or his giant anteater claws, and he's got a fish fin down his back, stuff like that. So he's basically a fusion of some animals. But yeah, he's just a big scoundrel of a character. He's a character. Gross. He's scoundrel. I keep saying that, but he is. Yeah, and then Professor. Yeah, we have one more script to write for season 4, and we're about halfway done with it. So we're almost done writing.
Halfway done.
Yeah, we're in because Act 1 is basically complete. Act 2 we're in the middle of writing, and Act 3 has its rough layout, but
Yeah, Zarg is a secret Pokemon.
yes. But yeah,
I mean, we've already written the first draft a while ago. We're just like,
it's the script writing process. It's not like we're just starting the writing this season finale. We've been writing it for a while. It's just we've gone through multiple drafts, and
And we're almost done with it too.
yeah, we think this last draft we're writing is
it's gonna be the one.
I think it's gonna be the one because it's getting pretty good.
This is gonna be the last one, I swear, because apparently we've been stuck in it for so long.
Oh yeah, we've been stuck writing scripts for a while.
I'm the one who's supposed to be
Creativity.
It's all coming to an end. We've been anyway.
I know that because apparently it's drained down with some of my.
No, yeah, no, it's
It's
because when you guys are done with script, Volt's Gaming. When you guys are done with writing, what are you gonna do? Examples are voice acting, animating, etc. We've already been recording voice acting, by the way. We are, in fact, I'm fairly certain a couple of episodes are completely recorded, like ready to go. So we would continue doing voice acting and voice recording after the scripts are done because hey, we're certain we don't have to go back and like, oh, change this dialogue here and change that dialogue there. And then especially if we get a kickstart on animatics and stuff, and because you got to do animatics before you do animation, because the animatic is what plots out your animation of what the poses and stuff. So basically, when we're done script writing, we're going to be jumping right into finalizing character design concepts, completing voice acting, and getting a jump start on animatics.
What do you think you'll do once this project? Oh, here's one. What do you think you'll do once this whole project comes to an end?
Find a new hobby.
Yep.
Hobby project. It's not a career project, so I mean, probably put it on the resume because it's a big project, but it's not a project.
No, technically, it's, what we just said. Basically, you were going to split separate ways and just find some other thing.
Yeah.
The project actually is not well. Well, technically, we're not fully done. We still got season 5 to do. Basically that, but season 4 we're getting close.
But as fun as it is to do like Teenage Robot stuff and like end the series and stuff like that, it is like as on a creative basis, you definitely miss being like in control of like, I made this character, I made this like story, because no, we're picking up where it left off. We didn't make Teenage Robot. We're just picking up the pieces. I'd definitely be, after this is all said and done, I'd definitely be more interested in like doing something that no one else has done, or something that I thought of. Not I take a series that's already been there and then do something else with it. That's what I'm interested in, at least. I can't speak for everybody, but when it's all said and done. Yeah, no, I definitely don't want to reboot another series. I'm good.
Yeah, he actually once Inferno said, would you guys ever reboot American Dragon? I did tell him you technically did have plans beforehand.
I could go over that'd be a fun stream topic. I could go over the plot I had for American Dragon. Because I did.
Yeah, you technically did, and then you switched over to this.
No. I mean, I said that like I thought of a plot for 2 separate movies, right? And that would be the end of American Dragon.
Oh yeah, 2 movies. Yeah,
but I
thought of that.
Had a plot for those 2 movies, and it got far enough to have a plot, not a script, not like dialogue, not like fully established, realized character arcs and stuff like that, but just a general plot outline of both movies. That might be a fun stream topic if we ever. We are reaching the end of this one, so we're not going to be able to. You don't have time for that right now. But hey, someone bring it up, and that might be a fun stream topic. I'd be fine with spilling the beans on what American Dragon rebooted was originally going to be. Before Teenage Robot looked shinier. Yeah, but Okay, Professor, this is a good question. Professor Meowington, will it be an episode where Jenny isn't the main character focus, i.e. following Vega through doing things on Cluster Prime? That is a cool idea. I'm going to put that in the idea bin for season 5. I'm going to say that right now. That's a cool idea.
I already had plans as well.
But
When I thought,
yes, there are episodes where they follow different characters. I mean, Jenny's still in them. Jenny's still a prominent character, but there are episodes that follow Tuck primarily, or an episode that follows Brad primarily, you know, or an episode that. Wait, I don't think we have an episode that.
we're
Sheldon
branching out.
There are two.
Basically,
Okay. Straight answer, yes.
Honestly,
Long answer, there are. I'm fairly certain the only episodes that we follow individual characters are Tuck and Brad, other than Jenny. I don't think we have an episode yet that completely just like straight up follows Sheldon or straight up follows
actually,
Wakeman.
we should
We got
do
a lot of
that.
episodes with Sheldon following Jenny.
Well, I got it. I know what we should do. I know what we should do. Actually, no, I got the perfect thing for Sheldon.
But
A psychological thriller.
well, we should probably fix that
Psychological
for
thriller
season
that
5.
should dig up better.
We should probably fix that for season 5. Have a Sheldon.
Yeah, no. So we can do psychological thriller that's similar to Jacob's Ladder, and
episode.
it turns out that Sheldon's already dead.
But yeah, we.
You see,
short
according to this
we
mark,
have episodes
Sheldon,
that follow
you're already dead.
Nico Arsonist
sorry, guys, this is what happens when you watch
characters. What would you recommend? I would recommend auditioning for people who are not already casted, because auditioning for
We can do an episode similar to this.
auditioning
We have an episode similar to this movie.
Jenny has been casted, for instance. Auditioning to voice Jenny, yeah, I mean, you'll probably be let into the crew because you're like, hey, you got a nice microphone, you got a nice voice, but you won't be voicing Jenny because she's already been casted. So I don't know if you're, I mean, I guess it just matters if you have the voice, but generally speaking, if you're a guy, you usually voice guys. If you're a girl, you usually voice girls. So, but hey, like I said, we got Vexus, who's voiced by a man, and I'm fairly certain Tuck's voice.
And I'm voicing XJ7.
Yeah, so it just
Oh,
matters.
yeah, we got a bunch of guys voicing.
But
We got a bunch of
I mean,
women voiced by
characters that need casting right now. I mean, we're gonna have a casting call announcement eventually. The last one, hopefully, because there's a short list of characters that need casting still. I believe the Silver Shell is on there. Glenn, Wisteria, Vice Principal Rosinski, Teresa, Aunt Wisteria.
Nella Mirage is voicing XJ6 Professor. Tuck, is someone voicing Tuck already, or that's still open? Because
Nope,
I
Tuck's
think
been
we
casted.
got someone up there.
And we have a backup Tuck
Yeah.
too. So he went from having no one to having 2 people. So we have a casted Tuck and we have a backup Tuck. So
anyways, I was thinking I thought we could probably.
So I gotta
I
throw
know
that
it's
out
crazy,
there.
but we could
You gotta
probably.
audition to be a part of the crew. And then if you're accepted to be a part of the crew, when there's a casting call thing that goes down, then we have the general casting call auditions where you say a monologue of a specific character, and then we anonymously vote, yada, yada, yada. So, all right. Ace VCM's future. Hey, guys, question. Are you going to be inspired by other series for Teenage Robot Rebooted? Please answer. Inspiration by other series and movies?
I
Definitely yes.
definitely will.
Yeah, definitely yes. There's episodes. There's a couple. There's one episode that is a straight up parody. There's an episode. I'm not gonna. I mean, we already revealed what episode it is, but I don't know if we revealed because we already.
What? Did we revealed Extreme Council? Yeah, we did reveal
No,
Extreme
it's
Council.
something different. Hold on. I want to just check out the synopses list. I want to check the. They came from outer space. No. I guess you can kind of take it. It's if you read the synopsis to They Came from Outer Space, it's pretty clear that Tuck is left home alone and something happens. And it is a straight up parody of Home Alone, along with another thing that I do not want to say because it is.
Hey, we got Vicky on the board.
Not to just future.
Okay, listen. It's a parody of Home Alone, and it's a parody of something else. It's a mixture of the two. And I don't want to reveal what the other thing is because honestly, when we wrote it out, I mean, granted, senses of humor are different, but when we wrote it out, I was laughing so hard, and I don't want to spoil that joke because I think personally, it's a hilarious joke. So it's a mixture. It's a parody of Home Alone and a parody of another thing. So
In a
I
not
don't want to reveal what that other thing is. But I hope.
Sunday HD.
But yes, we are inspired by other mediums and other movies and cartoons and stuff when we're writing this stuff. Obviously, we're not ripping stuff off, but like, we're not. Oh, this movie did this. Let's do the exact same thing with these characters. No, we're not doing that. But
to be honest, I wanted to have android opera inspired by Dario Argento films, such as Suspiria, Inferno, Tenebrae Opera, or The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. But
yeah, I think another good example is like, what's another good inspiration?
See, if we do concept art, okay, I really should take over doing some concept art because I want to make this all bright and colorful.
Here's a good example. I got a good example right now.
Nuts out there. Here's what I'm hoping to do.
The episode in which Zarg shows up, I'm not gonna lie, completely came from a single idea. If anybody watches the Clone Wars, there was an episode called Rising Malevolence, and in which General Grievous and Count Dooku have this new big ship that's all scary and gigantic, and the Republic is like investigating it. And there's a scene where Anakin, Ahsoka, and Plo Koon are in this little shutdown ship. They shut their ship down because they can detect the malevolence is passing over them, and it can detect signatures of other ships, and it can like attack them, you know. And the entire episode in which Zarg shows up in, completely different plot, entirely different plot, but that entire episode is straight up inspired by that moment when that giant ship is just looming over them. That's it. Like the entire episode in which Zarg is in this like is just inspired by that shot where the ship is looming over the main characters. That's an example of inspiration. So
oh yeah, we gotta do concept art. Oh yeah, we gotta do concept art for Android the Opera. We still haven't done the full colors.
Oh yeah, no, we got.
Yeah, because here's how I like I said, I wanted to actually
Sean just
wanted to have it. I wanted to really have an Argento style because I keep thinking of the Giallo films, like notably Argento, who actually is.
I believe Sean
here his like.
But I believe Sean just announced recently that the rough pass of the storyboards on Android of the Opera are completely done. So we have a rough pass on that episode. Like
but we gotta get down to blank spaces. The first sequence of Android of the Opera 2.
Granted, we got to convert it into an animatic, and we got to make the pass number 2, which would be the final pass. But the rough pass is completely done on that episode, so it's like there's something to look at.
I'm sorry. I just want to see. I really want to see Android of the Opera drowned in this kind of color. Yeah, I can imagine with this kind of shot and cinematography.
I mean, did we reveal? I gotta keep referencing what. I mean, it's not much of a twist if we reveal what opera it is. With the grand reopening of the Tremonton Opera House, Jenny and the gang head towards the showing of Tosca. Yeah, we already announced it was Tosca. It's Tosca, so it's gonna be nice, cool. It's a cool opera. The cliche would have been literally do
Fan of the Opera.
The opera. Or the other cliche opera that everybody uses is Don Giovanni. That's another one that everybody uses. When it's an opera or something. So
well,
hey,
at least
anybody out there wants to do an opera episode for any series or anything that they're working on, don't do the opera and don't do Don Giovanni because they've been done to death. Choose a different opera.
I was gonna say this though. At least this movie actually does Macbeth.
What?
Jimmy Neutron.
No, Argento's opera
as well.
Oh,
it does Macbeth.
Oh.
Also, Romeo and Juliet gets done to death.
Jenny.
Someone's asking, if Nickelodeon started to air your fan-made episodes, how would you feel?
That would not be legally possible.
Exactly.
Yeah, unless
like,
actually got.
No. Okay, I got to clarify this. Because we've talked about copyright stuff before, but we have not talked about the reverse. Nickelodeon, okay, as fans, we cannot take an episode from Teenage Robot and just like upload it to YouTube or upload a clip of it to YouTube without, eventually facing some copyright debacle, right? Because they own the episodes to Teenage Robot and they own the trademark to Teenage Robot, which is why we can't make money off of this fan-made reboot. It's because then the lawyers would come after us because, hey, that's not right. However, on the flip side, unless an agreement is like they contact us and they make an agreement or something, Nickelodeon can't take anything that we make and just steal it and air it on TV. That is also a violation of copyright, believe it or not. We don't own the trademark to Teenage Robot. We don't own it. They own it. But if they were to take something like, say, Skolas or Zarg or one of our characters and just steal it, they are our copyright. Does that make sense?
Just like that fan art of SpongeBob.
Because they are okay. Although the Supreme Court dodgy, but the Supreme Court just ruled on this recently, so this might be a little dodgy. But how judges usually see copyright is if you have an idea and you write it down, or if you draw it, or you put it in some tangible form, that idea is your copyrighted thing. That's your copyright. However, if you keep it in your head and you never use it, then you don't have the copyright. You have to make it into a tangible form. So by drawing Zarg like this, like we drew Zarg and made him tangible, like that's the drawing of Zarg, that is now our character. That no one can steal that without facing copyright debacle because that's ours. So Nickelodeon as a company, while they own Teenage Robot and the characters of Teenage Robot, Brad, Tuck, Jenny, etc., they do not own the characters that we make, Zarg, Skolas, etc., Terawatt. Even though, well, I guess Terawatt might be a mixed bag because Gigawatt is, it's kind of a new character. That's a mixed bag, but you know what I'm saying. They don't own the character. The new characters that we make, they own the old characters. So they cannot just say we complete an episode.
So how about this one?
We say we have.
How about an episode where Jenny needs to fight a werewolf?
I don't. That's supernatural stuff again. But if we make an episode, we animate an episode, we upload it to YouTube.
Look at he's scared of the supernatural stuff. Come on, can't you do at least one supernatural or at least psychological?
I'm still talking about copyrights. My last point. So not only the character stuff, but say we complete an episode, we complete it, we animate it, we voice act it, we score it, edit it, yada yada, upload it to YouTube. Done. Nickelodeon can't come and take that episode and upload it to TV because they didn't make the episode. What they could do is contact us, or we contact them, and we come up with an agreement, and then the episode can get aired. But then without that contact being made, it goes both ways. Without that contact being made, our episodes cannot get aired to TV, and we cannot make money off of our episodes because that agreement, that contact has not been made. So that's the break. So that's another copyright tangent, but that's a copyright tangent that hasn't been talked about before. We've only talked about like their end. This is our end. This is our own protection. Anyway, we are about ready to wrap up here for this month's meeting. But I want to.
Oh yeah, I got one for you. You should probably do a supernatural sci-fi because, like I said,
I'm more interested. I'm more
interested. Another example of how copyright and fans differ.
If we can ground it,
broadcasted something
Because,
for new
it could
SpongeBob
work.
episodes and the new Lego show that they were doing.
Oh yeah, but
What
I
happened
mean,
is that
SpongeBob
apparently
did
they
that,
took
and
a
actually
fan art
they
of a
become
SpongeBob
classics.
background.
yeah, that
And
that's an ongoing thing. They're legally in trouble for that. I don't know if you guys heard, but in the recent promo for some SpongeBob Lego thing, I think that's like just a new episode of both shows that are airing at the same time. So they did like a promo. They stole a background from a fan artist, and literally, it would have been one thing if they just copy and pasted the image and like his signature was still there. But someone knew what they were doing because they took the image and photoshopped his signature out of it. They didn't contact him. They didn't ask for permission. They just straight up stole an image from the internet and just plastered it in.
not
They're
good.
going to get in trouble for that. I'm not defending them on that. They're going to get in trouble for that because they should not have done that. It would have been one thing if they asked permission, but the other thing, the crazy thing is that it was a fan-made SpongeBob background, so it was like just a drawing. And okay, I'm not talking crap here, but no offense to the original artist, but it wasn't like a perfect representation of the old art style. He kind of threw his own spin to it. So it wasn't like a perfect representation of what a SpongeBob background is. He had his own art style influence in. So it honestly doesn't make sense to me for the studio who owns SpongeBob, who owns the background, this massive catalog of SpongeBob backgrounds that they own, that they made, and they went on Google and found a SpongeBob background on Google and copied and pasted it and then photoshopped his signature out of it. Why would they do that? I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. And they are probably going to get in trouble for it because that is copyright theft. They took someone's drawing and just used it. So,
and someone is saying like Muncie Drama Reboot is much more better than what Nickelodeon has done recently with it.
But like I said, if they were to take ours, it would be another copyright theft because even though they own the trademark, they don't own what we make of it. You know what I mean? That makes sense. An agreement would have to become. We would have to come to an agreement if that were to be the case because that's how copyright works. They own their episodes and their trademark. They do not own what we make. That's that sort of thing. But anyway, on the topic of supernatural stuff, I would be more open to it if it were like grounded. Say like the topic was a werewolf. I don't know. Maybe it's a werewolf that's because of genetics. It's not because of a full moon and like a curse, but it's like someone was tampering with genetics and now they've turned themselves into like a werewolf because of genetics. And then
maybe something like
more Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde sci-fi stuff. So I'd be more open to that. Like a straight up werewolf curse where it's just a full moon and a werewolf. It's just no.
I already said phantasm. Phantasm enough times, but maybe Reanimator.
Zombies again. That's more. If you can make it, if you can
No.
ground it.
No. It's about a man who. Have you even seen the movie?
I heard Reanimator. It sounds like someone who's reanimating the dead.
Makes them serum to bring them back to life.
Yeah, bringing that's zombie stuff. Bringing the dead back to life. That's zombies.
No, that's not. Well, okay. There's different types of supernatural. Okay, there's the supernatural zombies. Then there's genetic zombies like Reanimator. Then there's voodoo zombies like the Serpent and the Rainbow. There's different types.
No, yeah, I know. If you can ground the zombies, that like sci-fi zombies, that's more
Serpent and the Rainbow zombies. And there's Reanimator zombies.
Like a good example is what Transformers Prime. They did that once. They did zombies, but it wasn't supernatural zombies that were like possessed spirit bodies or whatever. It was like how Transformers work. They have energon. And they fuse dark energon.
This is your assignment, guys. Y'all need to see the Phantasm series.
They fused dark energon with synthetic energon, and it basically made a type of energon that sucks the user dry of energon and makes them thirsty for more energon. So it basically just straight up turned them into like vampire zombies.
Okay, how about this?
They died. Came back to life looking for more energon. That was like a grounded zombie. So that's if we make something like that in Teenage Robot, where it's more grounded and it doesn't like it's not supernatural entity, that would make more sense. But like I said, supernatural stuff. It's Teenage Robot's never done it. I'd be more open to it if a ghost.
Well, it doesn't mean that it can try.
I'm
not saying it doesn't mean that it can try. We can give it a shot.
No, but I'm saying like it would have to be like non-canon or because it never happened. Supernatural stuff never happened in the original show.
Gotcha.
It never had. Like I'm not exaggerating. There was never an episode that dealt with a vampire, a ghost, a werewolf.
I can understand that. Well, actually,
that's the only time we got close to something supernatural was with a Gigawatt, and that was because he was an energy vampire. But again, he was an alien. He wasn't. His vampirism wasn't because he was legit a vampire, turned into a bat and stuff like that. It was because he was an alien that sucked energy out of things. That was his quote unquote vampirism. But anyway. Oh no, Speedhog, the robotic vampire zombies, they were Decepticons who were like unfortunately infected with this synthetic dark energon.
Actually, I did have this idea once. We have this idea where these aliens come
zombie
to Earth and inject something into people's heads and find out their worst nightmares, and then they use them off to fight them off. I call it Night Seed.
Any more
like this? Like basically,
they
destroy your bed. They like inject your brains like this, like inject something into your brain, and then like.
We gotta wrap up here, but any last questions before we wrap up? Any last ones? We'll wait for that question to linger because I want to make sure that we.
All right, I will give Professor Meowington's this though. Hang on, because I'm for this.
Any last questions, guys? Shoot out those questions because we're gonna be wrapping up here.
Yeah, pretty much.
So. Will my life as a teenage robot be successful? We hope so. What is the estimate finish?
Yeah,
I already have this question.
I'm pretty sure it has.
I don't know. Wait, it sounds like an aggressive answer, but it's not. We're not trying to be aggressive. It's done when it's done. It's a hobby project, so it's not. We don't wake up every morning to do this. A lot of us have jobs and school and stuff like that. We go to that first, and then we come home in our free time and work on this. So that's why it takes so long. So it'll be done when it's done. We want it to be done. It's not like it's not like we want to be working on this for so long. It's just, it's a hobby project. We do what we can. Anyway.
Unless you're talking about the original series, in which case, no, it was not very successful.
What sucked?
Season 1 and 2, I would say, had mild success.
Oh, here's
I'm talking about the series as a whole.
Yeah, as a whole, yeah, it got canceled because of low ratings. But, some of that was because at the time Nickelodeon was kind of tossing it around with the advertising. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, the original series was mildly successful in its entirety, but was eventually canceled due to poor ratings. Because it did get nominated for an Emmy and stuff, so it was mildly successful. Oh man, it's a double-edged sword. There's a lot of questions now. Will XJ go on a rampage?
Probably
not currently. 1, 2, 3. Any updates for the upcoming reveal or announcement? Towards the end of summer, we're going to be posting the episode animatic to the first episode. You'll be able to watch the full 20-minute special animatic in animatic form. So, feedback. It's not going to be just like, hey, here it is, guys. It's like there's going to be a survey attached to it. It's going to be like, it's like a test screening, basically. So
our streams are
like, it's not going to be people who watch
it. Guys, we really need like that.
It might even be a limited release. It might be like when it hits like maybe 1,000 views, I pull it. I don't want it to linger. But It's not going to be just something for people to watch and then just go about their daily lives. It's a test screening. It's going to be like a survey. There's going to be like, what's this? Like, what did you think about the characterization of Nora Wakeman? And you answer the question. What did you think about the characterization of Jenny? And then answer the question. What do you think about the humor in this? Did there need to be more? Did there need to be less? What about the drama? Yada yada. Let's answer the question. It's like we're gonna have a survey. It's not just gonna be, oh, here's the episode. Enjoy it.
No, that's not gonna work. We need test results.
Yeah, so that's the whole point of showing the animatic early. Get feedback and like, is this the right direction? So even though we're gonna have the animatic posted by the end of summer, it's going to be, we're gonna need feedback. So give us feedback.
Yeah, give us feedback, okay?
Anyway,
give us feedback.
Any more questions, actually? Will XJ4 snap like Thanos? No.
I'm gonna like XJ4 go insane.
Fantastic Four.
And all the dirt and grime disappears.
Professor Millingtons, I've been thinking, why don't you contact animation news channels like, oh god,
There we go.
Valak 94 about what you're doing here? He's done stuff before with Gravity Falls fan made projects. Could you do it with the animatic? Oh, I don't know.
Cartoon Pro as well.
Okay, this is a little weird. We have a rule against overbearing auditions. Like, we have a rule against approaching people and asking them to audition because that's kind of slimy. You can't ask someone to come to your project to work for free. That's just slimy. If they are genuinely interested and they come to you and go like, yeah, I know it's a volunteer project, it's not for profit, but I'm willing to work on it because I just want to be a part of the project. This seems cool. Then it's like, hey, come on board, But it's one thing when you approach someone and say, can you work for us for free? It's ugh. I don't even know what it's ugh. When I don't know about advertising. I mean, I guess it's different when it's just like, it'd be cool to have a segment because I know the guy. I've seen some of his videos. He talks about animation news and stuff. If you want,
there's also Matt Bruni, aka Animat, as well.
Right. I don't know about that. I'd have to think about that. It'd be a cool thing for him to do a segment on us. You can get like an interview and then just like what his opinion on stuff is. But I don't know about like directly approaching him because it's that cross because it's again, no one's being paid and it's like it's asking someone to do something for free and it's I don't know. That's the thing.
I like that when he does an animation look back, Nickelodeon or Nicktoons as a whole, Animat will probably be like, oh, okay, so this project is happening, so, and these guys are doing live streams and everything. Maybe I can ask them questions and everything.
But like, it's just the asking portion. It's like that's the thing that gets me because like I said, I'm all for people like with volunteering and stuff and coming to us and like, hey, I want to help or I want to do this, I want to do that. I don't like it when we approach someone and ask them to do something for us because it would ultimately be for volunteer for free and you're literally asking someone to do something for free. That's different than someone coming to you and willingly volunteer to do something out of like a passion, It's not the same. So I have to think on that. I'm not saying no to it because it's different. It's advertising and like just like getting him to talk about our stuff. But definitely not the same as volunteer stuff. So I just have to think about that. When is the next stream? The next stream, ironically, the next stream is going to be dodgy because the next stream, Google Hangouts, what we've been using for years now, is going away August 1st. So this next month of July, we're going to be finding a new way of broadcasting on YouTube and stuff. So
no, please, no,
July 28th. It's not. There's nothing we can do about it. It's Google, and we're not Google. Google Hangouts is going away. So next live stream, July 28th, will likely be the last live stream using Google Hangouts because on August 1st, it's gone. It's ended, and it'll be a different live stream service that we're going to be using. So throughout the month of July, we're going to be experimenting with different live stream services through our
I technically think we should do that now.
meetings and stuff. But July 28th will be a final goodbye to Google Hangouts. So, but there you go. July 28th is the next live stream. Any more questions? I just got to get through questions now.
How are we going to archive our meetings when this is all said and done? What's
it's not. No. Listen. The service streaming to YouTube isn't ending. That's not ending. Good Lord, they get too much money from it. YouTube. What's ending is the service Google Hangouts, the specific service. So there's other live streams services out there that broadcast to YouTube. We just got to find one. It's not a big deal.
If that means we probably have to do Discord calls.
Yeah, I think Discord is one of them that broadcasts directly to YouTube. So that'd probably be, we just got to make sure that it has an option to be a private video for our meetings and then like the public video for the live streams. Because for those who don't know, we log all our meetings to our YouTube channel. You just can't see them. They're private.
Oh, watch our production crew member, and you'll go to our production crew Discord.
Obviously.
We will absolutely not link it to you guys.
Oh yeah, no, it's
you're going to see a lot of content.
It's Nick. At this point, we've had so many meetings. I'm fairly certain we have at least well over a straight week of meeting footage. Like the amount of hours we've invested in meetings of just working together on this stuff. I'm fairly certain if you started watching the meetings nonstop, I would say you'd go, let's see, we have a meeting every week and they're about 2 hours long. And we've been doing meetings now for about 3 years. Not counting the Discord meetings where we log them, but we don't, send out the official emails and stuff like today's the meeting, so let's just go by how many weeks are in a year? 32?
More like 70 something. 71.
Where did I get the 32 number from?
52.
I don't know.
52. That's it. I'm sorry. 52. That's where I got screwed up.
Oh yeah.
So each week is about 2 hours, and there are about 52 weeks in a year. So that means we're about 52 meetings in a year. And so we have 104 hours per year, and we've been doing this for about 3 years. The meetings we've been doing for about 3 years now, at least. We have 312 meeting hours at minimum, and there's way more than that because we have Discord meetings and table read meetings and stuff like that. So yeah, divide that by 24. We have well over 2 weeks of, if you were to start watching our meetings and nonstop watching them 24 hours a day, you would be well over 2 to 3 weeks of just watching meetings. So, hey, that means we have plenty behind the scenes footage for if we want to do anything like that. But yeah, lots of them. Anyway.
It's going to be sad to say goodbye to Google Hangouts at this point because...
Oh, yeah, we've known it for too long. But, hey, we'll find something new. It'll be something else. But
okay, we really... when we get to the Discord meeting, let's try to find...
Yeah, probably there'll be a basic for our next meeting, finding a new meeting service. It's not like there's nothing out there. There's plenty. There's a live stream on YouTube every day.
And apparently we need, this type of conference, have all of us join in.
Are we done yet?
It's easy.
Just like Google Hangouts.
Yeah, it'll be easy, guys. There's so many streaming services out there now. It's gonna be easy. It's just finding a new one that suits us. That's all. Anyway, we're gonna wrap up here because we are gone 30 minutes over. But hey, I hope you enjoyed, guys. See you next month for the next live stream on the 28th of July. If nothing goes awry, I mean, it'll get pushed if something happens. But it's looking good so far. So see you guys then. I hope you enjoyed here, and see you on the public Discord. And yeah, see you guys later. Thanks for joining. Bye.
Later, movies.